Well, g'day guys, welcome back. And this is a bizarre spot to start an adventure because I am at a suburban railway station in southern Sydney, and I'm out here on my own today. It's a little bit of a different adventure because it's a walking adventure, and you know what, I find these sort of adventures, they're pretty pure, they're pretty simple, basic stuff. You know, I've got a backpack. In the backpack, I've got a couple of electrolyte drinks, I've got a couple of bottles of water, got a few oat bars, a couple of tripods, got a GoPro, and that is about it. But this is a adventure, and look, I wasn't even going to really bring the camera. I wasn't going to bring the cameras, I was just going to go for a walk today. But I thought, you know what, there's some things that have happened in the last couple of weeks in my life that have made me reevaluate a lot of stuff. And so this is, to me, a bit of a therapeutic adventure. And, you know, whether or not you guys want to come along with it, that is entirely up to you. But I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what I'm going to say. I don't know what I'm going to find. The mission today, walk 25 Ks and end up right back where I am. And, you know, the biggest thing that I think stops people from going on an adventure is sometimes it's inconvenience. It was inconvenient to get up at just after 4 o'clock this morning, drive what should have been a 45-minute drive, which took me nearly an hour and a half because some stuff that was happening on the road. It started to rain, you know, and I'm going to get to the end of this walk and I'm going to have to jump on a boat, I'm going to have to jump on a train, and I'm going to have to get back to where I am right now. And that's all a little bit inconvenient, but I think by embracing those inconveniences, and I got a lot of thoughts about the word inconvenience because I think a lot of people mix it up with the word hard. But anyway, I think we'll philosophize, is that a word? Philosophize on that as we go. So yeah, got my bag, got my drinks, got my muesli bars, and I'm ready to go. Let's go. Now the plan is pretty loose today. In fact, the only plan is to walk 25 Ks to Bundeena and then get myself back to the car. And look, I think there comes a point in your life when events happen that make you reevaluate what's important, how you live your life and how you spend your time and who you spend it with. And you know, a couple of weeks ago, lost a close family member, and also on the day of saying goodbye to that family member, we also lost someone else. And it sort of, I suppose, brings your own mortality to the surface. And when you get to a stage in life like I am now, it's kind of like only having quarter of a tank of fuel left and the gauge doesn't work, so you don't really know how far you're going to get, how long you're going to be able to drive for. And that's sort of where I am right now. And the only thing you can do, there's no more surveys anyway, it's not like you can get any more time. The only thing you can do is work out how to get the most mileage out of what's left in the tank, and where to fucking go. So this walk today is about me figuring that out, figuring out how to get the most mileage out of what's left and where the fuck to go with it. Just have a listen to that. If that ain't the sound of the Aussie bush, I don't know what is. It's bloody glorious. It's the sound of summer in Australia, isn't it? And it's weird because it comes in ebbs and flows. They get loud and then they get quiet. But I'm on the honeymoon trail now, heading down to, it goes down to the Audley Weir. And I was saying, just checking, bloody busy out here this morning, heap of people running. But I was saying earlier that I reckon a lot of people get inconvenient and hard, sort of arse about, confused, think it's the same thing, but really it's not. I reckon I'm just your average punter that just gets out there and gives stuff a crack, but I reckon most things that are within your capabilities, or even, a little bit outside your capabilities, aren't that hard. Getting there is a process, but they're bloody inconvenient. But it's in those inconveniences that I reckon that's where life is. You know what? I am really loving the looseness of this trip. The fact that I got no real agenda for this video. I don't know what it's going to be about yet. I've got no time constraint other than the fact that the last ferry leaves Bundeena at 6 o'clock tonight. I don't even know what time it was. I didn't even check what time I left the car. I'll now doubtedly check some point through the day. But just a single objective to get to somewhere, see what happens along the way, and take in the scenery, get a little bit of exercise, get that little bit fitter, because you always get a little bit fitter every time you do something like this, and just ponder the world. It's really nice and refreshing. It becomes a little bit counterproductive sometimes when this exercise is combined with making it into a YouTube video, because I do still have to think about shots and what I'm going to say. Well, I think about it while I'm saying it really on this one. But yeah, it's pretty refreshing. Walk has been absolutely piss easy so far because it's been pretty much all downhill. I'm just coming down to Audley Weir now. I'll probably stop for a drink of water and a wee, and then the uphill starts. So that's where the old heart rate will get up, and I'll start to really get the benefits of being out in this beautiful bush. Oh, well, how good is that? It's going to stop for a drink of water, and cafe had just opened, so little cappuccino. I only want a little one because I don't want to do a big walk with a gut full of milk, but a pleasant little surprise to have that open. I did have a look at the clock because I had to pull the phone out to pay, and it's just after 8 AM. The Audley Weir, the boat shed there. Bloody nice little spot. You wonder why you don't visit these spots that are on your doorstep more often, eh? I used to come there, as I said, I used to walk out here heaps, like 30 years ago, and just haven't been out here since. Pretty silly, because there's, a whole heap of adventure just waiting for you on your doorstep. You don't, it's pretty cool to travel these exotic places and these remote places and do the big Ks and see the iconic stuff, but man, there's some pretty cool stuff right on your own door. I'll just finish this up, sit back, taking a few rays in the morning sun. It's turned out to be a pretty good bloody day despite the rain when I left this morning. Enjoying it. Well, I suppose this is sort of where the walk starts proper now. So leaving Audley on the Winifred Falls track, and it's straight into the uphill. And yeah, that's pretty cool. Getting the cafe open, so have an extra shot of coffee. Already I can see there's a big tree down, and probably ain't gonna be the last one with the winds that we've had the last few days and all the rain that we've had. Well, I reckon with this amount of water flowing down the track, the old waterfalls should be flowing pretty well out here today, which is a bit of a bonus. And I suppose one of the advantages of putting up with the rain when it's around and still coming out, and not letting that inconvenience get in your way. I think I'm going to call this one the inconvenient walk. So I've absolutely stripped my gear right down for this one, and normally when I'm out filming an episode, I've got multiple cameras. You know, I'm running 3 or 4 GoPros, and the big camera. I'm shooting stuff on phone, I'm flying drones. So I thought this morning and I wasn't even sure if I was going to make a video, to be honest. And right at this point, I'm not even sure if I'm going to edit this one and make it into one. So I suppose if you're seeing it, I did. If you're not seeing it, I didn't. But it doesn't really matter. The point I'm trying to make, and bloody long way about getting to the point, is that I only put in 1 GoPro, and I'm sort of wishing now that I bought a second one, because I've got to keep switching it from the gimbal to the little JB Gorilla Pod to the bigger JB tripod, and it's a bit of fucking around, to be honest. And but at the end of the day, it doesn't stop me making the video. Again, it's an inconvenience, but it's one that I can suck up and deal with, and still get the desired outcome, which is a video at the end of this if I think it's, well, Jesus, if I think it's good enough and I can be bothered to edit it, which I probably will. Anyway, we're still going up, still making the climb up Winifred Falls. Heaps of water running down the track. So I reckon the falls are going to be absolutely pumping, and I reckon that's where I might take a little 5 minute break once I get up to the falls. Not really hungry, but might have one of me 8 bars just to keep the energy reserves going. Yeah, bloody hell, it's like a mini tornado has been through here. The amount of sticks and shit down, like crazy. If it was a 4-wheel drive track, you'd be out every 2 seconds with the bloody chainsaw. You'd probably turn around and go back, and I suppose that's the advantage of traveling on 2 legs. I suppose you've got the ability to jump over shit, walk around shit, climb things that you haven't got in a 4-wheel drive, and that's sort of that's pretty cool, I reckon. Pretty cool. Although the hills are a lot easier in a 4-wheel drive. Here I was saying it's a lot freaking easier. Here I am. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, I got caught up. What was it? The tripod's caught. Hang on. Fucking hell. Oh, I'm going to have to stop and fix that. Oh, that was so cool, guys. Look at this. I don't know if you can see it because I've only got a GoPro. The big black cocky, big yellow tail black cocky up there. These guys are without a doubt my favourite bird in the world. I love them. I just walked around the corner and there was 3 of them on the track. There he goes. Look at that. there was 3 of them on the track as I come around the corner, and they gave their big squawk, and they do that graceful. They look like they're flying in slow motion. Oh man, there's a stack of them. There's a stack of them. Have you ever watched them fly? They look like they're flying in slow motion. They are just such a graceful, beautiful bird. Look at that. I don't know. I wish I had the good camera here, so I could zoom in and you could see them properly, but you can probably hear them there. I remember coming down here as a kid. I don't know how old, you know, probably 13, 14 year old, with my mates, and we lived at Revesby, and we decided one morning to hop on our bikes and ride out here to the Royal National Park to Winifred Falls. That was back, I don't know, if you're old as me, you'd remember back those days when kids just got on their bikes and they went places, and they didn't really think about how far it was or how long it'd take or whatever, as long as they were home when the street lights come on for dinner. That was good enough. And come out here, and I remember it was a blue Bennett 27-inch racing bike with the, you know, the skinny tires and the curly handlebars, and we rode all the way out to the national park, and we rode down these fire trails here, and it was completely the wrong bit of equipment for what we were doing, but we didn't even give it a thought, and it didn't worry us. We got there and we did it. And I don't know, we get so hung up these days, don't we, on having to have all the latest gear, the right gear. We were just 4 dumb kids, decided one morning, hey, let's go out to the national park and jump off a waterfall, and that's what we did. We were totally unequipped for it. I think we threw some sandwiches and a can of Coke or something in the backpack, and off we pedaled, and we got there. And it's funny, you have these childhood memories, and you get back to these places years and years later when you're an adult, and you realise how skewed your memories get. I remember jumping off the top of Winifred Falls and looking down and thinking, man, this thing's like Niagara. I'm such a daredevil. And yeah, I remember coming back here as an adult and looking at the falls, and it's like 8 foot from top to bottom. But I suppose we're smaller, and our view of the world is bigger, and our view of our potential is unlimited at that age. Like, we haven't been put in the box yet, and it's just really cool. I also remember jumping off the top of that, and I don't know what time of the year it was. It clearly wasn't summer, because it was the coldest wet water that I had ever felt. And I remember breaking the surface of the pool at the bottom of the falls, and that water literally taking my breath away, and I thought I was going to die. I did thought I was going to drown. I couldn't swim, I couldn't breathe, I couldn't yell out to my mates. It was quite terrifying in the moment, but yeah, it's fun. It's funny. It's funny the way we remember stuff. Good times. Good times. Well, that's it. That's the spot I jumped off that felt like Niagara Falls. What a gorgeous spot, eh? You got to keep asking yourself when you come back to places after so long. And I know I don't like to go to the same place over and over again. I like to experience different stuff. I'm not the person that goes to the same place on holidays every year and stuff. That stuff does my head in. But it's nice when it's been so long and the memory's starting to get a little bit faded, a little bit jagged around the edges, to come back and revisit these places. And I tell you what, it's an absolute bonus to get it after that rain last night, because it is flowing beautifully. It is. starting to rain. Hopefully just a passing shower. No jacket in the bag if I need it. Oh, big climb again. You know, I've been at this YouTube game for a few years now, and I gotta be honest with you, I'm starting to get bored. We're making the same sort of video time and time again. In fact, I'm starting to get bored with the whole four-wheel drive genre in general. Everyone just seems to be doing the same stuff, you know, whether it's looking good in your bikini, driving a big expensive outfit, and you know, camping on the Ningaloo coast. And they all seem to do pretty much a variation of the same stuff. It's getting boring, and as I'm going to use this term loosely, but as a filmmaker, I'm getting tired of doing the same old thing and trying to reinvent the wheel all the time. And I've recently started watching some other YouTubers outside the four-wheel drive space, and I gotta say, there's one guy that has really inspired me to get out and do different shit and try and find adventures in the mundane and ordinary. That's a guy called Bo Miles. Now, Bo Miles he's a strange sort of fella. He's a 45-year-old academic. He's also an ultra marathon runner, a sea kayaker. He's sea kayaked around the Cape of South Africa, across Bass Strait. He was the first, and I think he was the only bloke to run 680 k's along the Australian Alps in 13 days. He's done some pretty incredible stuff. He's an odd sort of fella, and he comes up with some really cool ideas. So if you haven't checked him out, check him out. Bo Miles. He does some weird stuff, but it's really inspired me to look for adventures closer to home. And look, I'm not going to try and reinvent myself as Bo Miles. For one, you know, I don't have the ability to grow a great big orange beard. Had a crack at the beard thing, didn't really work for me. I sort of looked a bit like Kyle Sandilands, and I think that's a look that even Kyle Sandilands would change if he could. You know, I've pretty certain I don't have the ability to run the length of the Australian Alps in 13 days, nor kayak around the coast of South Africa. And I certainly don't want to eat my weight in beans in 40 days and then run an ultra marathon. But that's the sort of thing this guy does, and it's just got me thinking. There's so much more to adventure. And you know, standing the other morning, or the other week, on the top of Mount Kosciuszko and watching the sunrise, something that I've wanted to do for, over 40 years, and just hadn't. Again, probably because it's inconvenient to get up at 2 o'clock in the morning and walk 3 hours in the dark and not be able to talk because your face is frozen by 50k winds and all that sort of stuff. But man, that was a life-changing experience. It really was. And I hiked the main range, another thing that I've wanted to do but haven't. And I thought, how many things are out there that I've just wanted to do and haven't? So part of this walk is, look, I've done this walk before, so it's not one of those things that I want to do but haven't, but it is part of me, I suppose, getting myself in shape to do some stuff that's outside the box. So watch this space. We're not going anywhere as a 4-wheel drive channel. In fact, 4 days time I'm packing up, I'm heading back to the high country again. But there's going to be some other stuff, some other adventures, and the channel's going to go back to it being about me recording my adventures and not really giving a rip about trying to dream up, I don't know, stuff that I think is going to compete with the big boys in YouTube in this space. Anyway, that's my ramble. It looks like a pretty healthy frog population around here, eh? So that puddle don't dry up anytime soon. I've just been thinking about stuff, thinking about ideas, and there's a lot of memories. Like when you do these things, there's things, there's sights, there's sounds, there's smells that trigger memories of adventures that I had long ago, like riding the bike down to Winifred Falls and stuff like that. And it's got me thinking of a lot of adventures that I did as a young bloke. And yeah, I didn't have any money, I didn't have any gear. We just basically dreamt up these ideas and went and did them. I remember we were living out at Windsor Way, and I would have been in high school then, so probably year 8 or something like that, 7 or 8. And we decided we wanted to go fishing, but we didn't want to go fishing in the Hawkesbury River, so I don't even know how we decided, but we decided on Yamina Beach. And I remember we got up and we got our fishing rods and we caught trains. I don't know how many trains we caught, but we ended up in Central, I think, and then caught the train up to the Central Coast, got off somewhere, walked what like seemed miles to Yamina Beach. Little bloody 6-foot rods, not beach rods, we didn't have beach rods. Went for a fish, didn't catch anything. Went for a swim, I remember it, because the sandbar collapsed and there was people getting dragged out by rips everywhere. Anyway, we managed to survive that. And we walked all the way back, and I remember, because we were walking back and wet sandy boardies had bloody chafed private parts and shit like that. And then we hopped back on the train and we come back home, and man, that was a long time ago. That was 40 something years ago, and I've still got fond memories of that trip, as riding the bike to Winifred Falls. And so it's got me thinking, should I recreate some of those childhood adventures? Should I try and redo them? Ride a bike to the Royal National Park and jump off Winifred Falls in the winter. Jump on a train and walk to Yamina Beach and catch nothing. I don't know. What do you think? Let us know what you reckon. Have you got some really cool childhood memories of adventures you went on, and to you as a kid they seem like the biggest adventure in the world? Have you got anything like that sticks in your mind, and would you like to go back and redo it? I think I would, you know, and I know it'd have a lot of meaning for me, and hopefully I can work out a way to film it and tell a story that would maybe inspire a few of you guys to remember back to when life was simpler, your imagination was bigger, and you thought everything was possible. Would you like to go back and redo some of those simpler adventures? I reckon I would. Let us know what you would. Drop it in the comment and let us know. I would love to know whether you have got hey, let's do it together. Have you got a childhood adventure that you went on that you'd just love to do? I'll do it with you. Let us know what it is. We'll set it up, we'll film it, and come on. I'm getting fired up. That sounds like a stack of fun. Let us know. How cute's that little bloke, eh? I don't know if I can pick the rock up that he's on. Here we go, look at that. Look at that. Hey, little fella. He's just sunbaking on that rock. I'm just going to move him over to the side here, because there's a lot of people on bikes and a lot of people run along this, and I'd hate someone to step on him, because he's not planning on moving anywhere, I don't think. He is so cute, so cute. Very, keep him in the sun, but there we go. Nice and safe. How cool's that? Eh? That was very cool. Can't believe he stayed on there when I picked it up. I just got hit in the head by a bird. I don't know what it was, but it swooped down and it clunked me right on the noggin. Almost took my hat off. So I don't think it was a Maggie or anything. I don't know what it was, but scared the living Jesus out of me. Oh, it's all happening. Little lizards, birds hitting me in the head, black cockies. Loving it, loving it. I think that might have been an old mate that just got me an head, because he just had another crack at me and then sat there and looked at me. How friggin' beautiful is this? I've had to take my hat off because it's blowing a gale, but man, I'm just walking along those cliff edges. I don't know if you can see that. Look at that. Look at that water. How cool is that? It does make me nervous walking along these, because you look at some of these overhangs and they look friggin' wafer thin, and look at that. There are not a lot of forgiveness if the edge breaks off. Like, just have a look at that there. Like, that's absolutely spectacular. But look. Bloody paper thin.
你帮我收起来吧，宝宝。但那个帽子，他们还有帽子。那我这个。我这么高。好拍啊！好。
Oh, there you go. End of the coastal track, end of the national park. I've still got a 2k walk from here back down to Bundeena ferry. And I don't think I'll be breaking any land speed records. I'm pretty spent. But I tell you what a great walk. And man, look, probably the last K that I've done. Yeah, I just soldiering on. Feet are really hurting, but probably that 15 to 20k mark, mate, I was just, talk about a reset, a recharge, and I just had idea after idea after idea hitting into my head, and it really got me I think through that bloody mental creative block or whatever it is that I was going through. It was pretty cool. I don't know which way to go. Beachcomber Avenue, Eric Street. I don't know. Beachcomber Avenue sounds like it goes to the waterway. That'll do. Yeah. So it was a fantastic reset, and the fact that I'm pretty spent, I'm actually a bit chuffed with, because that means that I pushed it to the threshold and went to the reserve tank, and I think it's good for anyone to do that. So I'm going to have a bit of a slow walk now, just meander through the streets of Bundeena till I get down to the ferry. I don't even know what time it is, can't be bothered getting a bag off the back to check the phone, so I'll just get down there. The ferry comes every hour on the hour, so I don't know. I don't care how long I got to wait, as long as I get to sit down. So get down to the ferry, eh?
Wait, what was that last?
Well folks, that is it. We are back where we started so many hours ago this morning. What a cracking day it was. That was the perfect way to recharge the batteries, reset everything back, and don't forget, if you would like to recreate one of your childhood adventures and you'd like us to give you a hand, let us know. If you'd like to see us recreate some of our childhood adventures, drop it in the comments, let us know as well. But I'm going to leave you here, and in the words of Bo Miles, that was a bloody long way for a beer. Oh, how good does that taste? We'll catch us on the next episode of We Went That Away Adventures. Cheers, guys. Oh, that is so good. So good.